I decided to do a second cut because overall the first cut, well, it was good. It was kind of like I think there's a few things I forgot to mention, and I just kind of like I was going not too fast necessarily because I only have 3 books to go over, so obviously it's gonna be a quick video. But I decided to do a second cut. Might as well. I had the book still out. So what happened? What happened? Specifically, so I had them still out, and you would think, well, I could put them on the shelf right away. That's what I'm doing. I did it right away. Well, I was in the middle of the movie. I watched Joker 2, and if you want my review of it, I will be reviewing it tomorrow. Even as this, not even as this recording, but as of this upload. Because I'm not gonna upload it in the future. I'm just gonna leave it, upload it day of recording. So tomorrow on my Instagram, I will have it on there, and I'll put if I remember, I'll put my Instagram and all my other socials on there. Just Instagram. But I was in the middle of the movie, so I guess you could say I was trying to get back on it, even though I knew the book was going to come in while it was in the middle of the movie, so I kept checking it here and there. But, yeah. Overall, I liked it. The second one, there's a lot I didn't like for the second Joker movie, but overall, I thought it was a bit overhated. But then again, I knew all of the criticisms going in. But anyways, getting on to the books. First one up is one that honestly I knew existed for the longest time. Like, I knew this was out. It was never a book that was on my radar, or like, oh, I need to get this book, or anything like that. In fact, when I got Scurry and Outpost Zero, I was like, I don't think I will ever feel the need to own Everyday Hero Machine Boy. Now, obviously, that has changed, and I want to really the only reason why this has changed is because I had some money left over. These are all gifts, by the way. All 3 of these books are gifts, and I had money. It's okay. The money I got is a gift, and then I obviously bought this with the money. But anyways, so I was like, you know what? Let's just get this book. And you know, just one I was just thinking of, like, just out of nowhere. Like, sometimes that will happen. I will just remember a book out of nowhere and be like, let's get that one. Now, am I gonna keep getting these kiddie books from Image Comics? Probably not. When I got my copy of Fractured Fables, there was like a shit ton of books I had never even knew existed, and they were all like kind of kiddie books, and like I don't think I'm ever gonna do that. But time will tell if I change my mind. But I probably won't. But I don't know. Time will tell. But this one is an original graphic novel, as to my knowledge. The only thing I think it would collect outside of the original graphic novel of Everyday Hero Machine Boy is his first appearance in the Skybound X books. And that was pretty much my justification for getting this book. I was like, you know what, he makes his first appearance in Skybound X comic that I own digitally, but that I own, so you might as well have it. That's kind of my overall goal. Kyle Starks has some stories in there, so you get that pile of books someday soon, but... and this is written by Irma Nivola, and artwork is done by Treviong, or co-written by Treviong, because they don't specify even in the book itself. So it's really helpful. Like, I get if they did the artwork for it too. Like, they both did the artwork, both wrote it. So it's kind of not inconsistent, but redundant to writer creator artist for both, but still do that. Like, don't get confused at all. But I'll show you artwork. Speaking of, but I'm hoping that, like with Scurry, this one surprises me because it has more mature themes like Scurry did, without giving too much away about Scurry. In Scurry and Outpost Zero, there's the other 2 Skybound comic books I own, and Scurry I read at the library, and I really, really liked it, and for the longest time it was a kind of split. It was like, do I get this book, or do I just leave it as a library? It has like actual local library. Not like I can just go to the library and they have it. I have to wait for Interloans to bring it to their library, the Interloan truck to come to the library, so I can pick it up there. No, I can get it at a local library. But at the end of the day, I decided to hell with it. And actually, this one they also have the local library too. It's kind of ironic. But Outpost Zero, they did not. Now, Outpost Zero, I did not like as much, but I decided if I'm gonna get the other Skybound comic book I've read before, might as well get the other. If I get one of them, might as well get the other. There are a few of them, a few other Skybound comic books. One of them that I want kind of want. It looks like the third volume's coming out, and the second one, the third volume's definitely coming out, and that was Clementine, which actually I only read the first volume of all the way through, and then the second volume I read halfway through, and then kind of I was like, you know what, third volume's coming out. I have all these other books to read. Let's put that one to the side, and then when third volume comes out, I'll read all three. But that I want to buy with all the other Walking Dead books. It's kind of what I want to do. May change my mind when the third one comes out, but time will tell. I know. Keep saying that. But yes, Everyday Hero, Machine Boy. It's 8 and up specifically, like with Scary. That's why I said I hope they have more mature themes in here. As for people that gave it praise for ones I can recognize, no, none of them. Now, Trevi Young does the Lego Ninjago series. It is also published by the same exact publisher, Image Skybound Comet. I'm definitely never gonna get that unless it's the absolute last of what I need from Image Comics. 5 years down the line, that's being generous. Maybe then I'll get it, but until then, I'm gonna keep it at what I have right now. And the reason for that is kind of stupid, but kind of also makes sense when you think about it. And that's, I don't want to clog my shelves, my comic halls, or my shelves or my comic halls with just kiddie books. You know, I like to have a good measure of like teen books that are a little bit harder edged than your average teen book, and then all the other stuff that's obviously, you know, really hard edge. And that's just because at that point I might as well get back into Wimpy Kid. I kind of feel like I'll go back into that, you know, place that I kind of don't want to be in, sort of somewhat, but also like I'm sure eventually I'll get back into the kiddie books. I think what I'm trying to say is that every now and then I will do this, but time will tell. So I also have like I'm opening a can of worms I don't want to open because I already kind of am fine with waiting for this pile to get this pile, waiting to get that pile because of those reasons, and to add anything else to those piles is already like you're already getting over budget, and now we get over budget. It's kind of one of those things where I'm kind of flip-flopped. But it's also just I don't want to get a bunch of kiddie books that are targeted for kids, and I'm not going to enjoy them because they're targeted for kids, you know? Like with Fearless. Was it Fearless? That one that was written by Kenny Porter, which was pretty good. Like, it had a good message in it, but I would never read it again, you know? That kind of thing. I don't want to get a book that and I don't want to buy a book like this and have it turn out to be like Fearless, where I never want to read it again. I like it, but never want to read it again. I want something that's going to have a good readable. I want to own something that has a good readability factor to it. Next one up is Ghost Cage, and you can tell how much bigger this one. This one is, I like these also. I do like these. So this is what I'm talking about when I like the digest size books. The books that are this size. If you have to go a smaller size, go this size. Not the super tiny, long, hot summer size. Where you can barely read what's written. You can just barely read the text balloons. But now moving on to Ghost Cage, written by Nick Dragotta, who also does the artwork, and co-written by Caleb Gallner. Now, Caleb Gallner, for Image at least, has only done Ghost Cage. So I wasn't too pissed off to find out there was a co-writer, and I also knew that going in. But Nick Dragotta did the artwork for East of West, and originally, well, not originally, but when I remembered this book, this was something I forgot about. Everyday Hero Machine Boy, I really didn't forget about, but this one I completely forgot about. I had seen it a couple of months ago, maybe even like almost a year ago, I want to say, almost, and I was like, you know what, we just have too much to get this month, maybe next month, and by next month I forgot about it, and then kept forgetting, off and on, remembering, forgetting, it was like too much to get there, we'll push it off, kept pushing it off, and then finally this month, I was like, you know what, we're gonna get it. Because of the next book being so cheap, I knew I had some open slots. I was like, you know what, I want to get at least 2 books with the gifts, so let's do that, and I got this book. Also, I got it for, they have a limited price deal on it, a limited time deal on it, so I got it with its limited time deal. I got this with its limited time deal, which is nice. So this one and the next one I got on Friday the 14th, right smack dab on Valentine's Day. Perfect. Everyday Machine Hero Boy, to add even more to it, to add even more of like, should I get this? Is this really the book to get? Like, this is kind of stupid. Like, there's so much going against it. If I needed another if I needed another reason to push it off or just not get it entirely, that said, it was coming on Sunday. Now, I'm obviously uploading this on Saturday, so I obviously got a day early. But with that storm we have coming, I was like, this could potentially get delayed a day. And to have to wait that long for this fucking book, when I ordered it on Wednesday, that's bullshit. So, it was like so much going against it too for Everyday Hero Machine Boy. So, you know, I'm kind of thinking to myself, like, is this still worth it? Yes, it is at this point, but like, honestly, for the longest time there, I was like, should I find something else to replace it with? And I couldn't find anything else, and I was getting too deep into it, so I was like, you know what, just get it. Because you're gonna maybe even regret that, not getting it. So, that was that. So, Ghost Cage collects 1 through 3 of Ghost Cage. I don't even know about the writers and artists. And here is the artwork. I'm going so late into the book. Let's go right here. Yeah, right here is good. Nice little 2-page spread. It's a little bit cut off because of the gutter loss you get in every trade paperback. So here's a better one. And you know what? Just for a good measure, we'll see what the next 2-page look like. Perfect, even better. There we go. There's a good little artwork. So this is obviously no colorist because it's black and white. And so Everyday Machine Boy we're good with. Actually, I know, because this is second cut, I know there's no colorists in any of these books. Even for the last book, which is The Power Fantasy by Kieran Gillen. Now, I'm going to make it a rule from here on out that I should at least get the newest trades. Now, Power Fantasy is an ongoing, and they already have issue 6 that's coming out that's coming out on the 19th. So, this coming Wednesday. Ordinarily, I would be fine with waiting until Volume 2 came out at the very least. But this year I was like, you know what? Why wait? Why wait to get this book? I already have a rule that I've always had where I don't read the books I just got right away. Now, you may think that's stupid, but remember all those times, if you've been, this is for long-time fans, obviously, but all those times I've had bullshit with the deliveries that they come in pretty late, and just waiting in general, because I'm really fucking impatient for comics. That's why I do Amazon. That's why I like Amazon. That's why for the longest time it was just Amazon. I didn't really do third-party sellers, but then I got more and more used to getting third parties, to ordering from third-party sellers, and that's why I've been able to get so many more books than I usually get per month. That's why when I had to limit myself, I was fine with just doing all Amazon, because they could come in pretty quickly. So already pretty impatient. So to make it so it's not a complete disaster for myself for waiting, if I'm not being completely impatient, I've always made a rule that I'm not going to read the books right when they come in. Now, again, you may think that's stupid. I don't. In fact, with Everyday Hero Machine Boy, I may just check out my library's copy when I get back to the library on Tuesday. They're closed on Monday. I still have school on President's Day. Well, work. I work at a school. So I still have work on Monday. I work at a school. But on Tuesday, I may just check this book out at my local library and read it. So, but that's an exception. And that's just so I have something other than what I'm also getting later this month. That's a reread. I like doing that. I like having at least 1 to 2 books. Like, a good comic haul for me... So, I'll get that after, because I'm getting sidetracked. Let's get on this first, and I'll continue with what I was saying before. So, hold that thought. 1 through 5, that's collected in Power Fantasy, Volume 1. I think I said issue 6, so, you know, process of elimination there. Written by Kieran Gillen with artwork and colors done by Casper Wingard. I imagine it is Wingard. I imagine it is because they never said who the colorist was specifically. And here's the artwork of Power Fantasy. Got really good reviews. Now this volume did just come out, so that's kind of taken with a grain of salt because of how new it is. But for something this new to get good reviews right off the bat, I think is outstanding in my opinion. But that, as they say, is that. I'm going to go cough here. There we go, much better. And then going back to what I was saying. So the rereads, like a good comic haul for me, overall comic haul, like per month comic haul, is getting the most amount of rereads as possible. Nothing more than half. I think more than half I'd be a little bit pissed off about, but like my comic haul in May was awesome. That was like just such a kick-ass comic haul because you had not only my second favorite series from Image Comics of all time there, The Wicked and Divine, also by Kieran Gillen, but you had Twig, which I've been putting off for so long, and there's a Son of Hitler, Simon Says. It's a bunch of rereads that right off the bat I could say, I've read this book before and this is how I feel about it. Now, something like with Outpost Zero, I think sometimes like I kind of get into this mood where I'm like, we can get the best of what we want, the best of the Image Comics publisher, like published material, like Wayward, Wicked and Divine, eventually Walking Dead, not yet, but eventually Walking Dead, and so many other series. Why not get some series I didn't really like from Image, like with Mother Madness and Outpost Zero, and we also, because all these writers have written for Image Comics, besides Witchblade for Margaret Bennett, who wrote Mother Madness, and G.I. Joe, it's impossible to find anyways. Even if you can find it, it's not the correct publisher anyways. From Sean Kelly McKeever, he did G.I. Joe series for Image. They must have had G.I. Joe again. Like, they have G.I. Joe again nowadays, but back in the day, they must have had them, like, for a brief stint, because there are issues of G.I. Joe published by Image Comics by Sean Kelly McKeever that came out a little while ago. I don't know why. I don't know how either, but it's there. And other than that, I have everything these writers have written. I don't count Spawn, Witchblade, Darkness because of the fact that the Witchblade and Darkness complete collections are coming out right now, and Spawn has 50,000 spin-offs, so I'm never going to get everything of Spawn, so I might as well not even collect Spawn to begin with. That's actually what I do. That's a good way to limit myself, though. But and that's it. And it's even like it's even better. It's like it's a killing two birds with one stone. Perfect. Let's get Outpost Zero and Mother Madness, even though I didn't really like them that much. But mostly with rereads, a good comic haul is getting like the best of the best, or just ones I really liked and want to own in my personal collection, like with Wayward, like with Wicked and Divine, like with Son of Hitler, and well, to somewhat lesser extent, Son of Hitler, and Simon Says to a much more better extent than with Son of Hitler, and so many more. Outcast I can finally finish. I'm trying to look from here if I can only see. Cannibal, Brian Bucalato, just completing that. That's even better because Criminal, at that time, that was all I needed from Brian Bucalato, because both Midlife and No One had not come out with their trade paperbacks. They do now, so it's even better that I decided to hell with it and to own Cannibal, because even though the library has it, actually I didn't have both volumes, so bad example there. But like Wicked and Divine, that was the last at the time of what I needed from Kieran Gillen as far as trades were regarded. So there you go, Wicked and Divine, But that, I'd say, is that. This video is 18 minutes long. It's been over 3 books. It's so many more tangents. That is it. You know what? We'll make it 20 minutes. Screw it. So, the end of the month comic haul. If I stick to my guns, and if all goes well, I'm not going to witness that, I will be getting just 3 books. That's mostly because of what I've gotten so far this month. I don't want to get, not necessarily I don't want to get too much, but I'm fine with getting those last 3 books because the last 3 books are all pre-orders. So right now, like, if I ordered those books, they would come out on the 25th of February anyways. Now, I am a little bit scared that if I wait too long, it'll change the delivery date from the 25th to the 26th. I hope not. But also, I have February break coming up. And already those books can come in on Tuesday. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to deal with fucking third-party sellers and have them be like, oh, we got delayed because of the weather and this and that and that and this. So I was like, you know what? Just do Amazon. And the ones that are not pre-orders I got so far. That's why I got these 3 books. Because these 3 books, I could not shut my brain off of waiting to own them. I was like, you know what? I want to own them. I want to own them right now. So let's just get these as gifts. And that was fine. And I was fine with that. Everything went well with that. Especially because I got Ghost Cage at a discounted price. This one was already $10. Oh, and also, if I didn't mention this is the first 2025 book I have. First book of 2025. New release. So there we go. But that, as they say, is that.